Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Systems Lab Live. Here we are, the Monday, April 22nd edition. Can you believe it? We are here. This is the third Monday in April. Only one more to go, ladies and gentlemen, but we are here. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ashley Schuler, host of Systems Lab Live. This is the weekly live stream dedicated to training project managers and operational professionals on all things leading teams, managing projects, and developing processes. I'm excited here today. We are live. We are live right now on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. We about to go live on Instagram in just a few minutes. It has a little bit of a slight delay, but we here. And it's very exciting to be here with you all tonight. We've been talking about a really good conversation over the last week or so, all on time-saving tips when it comes to meeting management. And that really is a subtopic of communication. But before we get into combating boring meetings and tips and tricks and all that good stuff, I want you all to put in the chat where you're from and also what are you working on this month? What do you have your eyes set on this month? I'm excited to be talking with you all today about it. And we're definitely going to have some Q&A. If you guys have questions, be sure to put them in the comments. I'm here to serve and here to answer any and all your questions. So how was everybody's weekend? What did everybody do? I think for me, I just had a fantastic weekend. Lots of really good adventure, lots of fun. Hung out, had ice cream before I had my salad. Went to my favorite spot to get some good old tea and whatnot. So shout out to just doing new stuff, and also at church, by the way. So, and I had a fantastic time there. A really good sermon on having joy in trials, James 1, 2 through 4. So fantastic. I'm at, and I do a little replay. Okay. Sometimes I used to be the person that if I just heard it once, I was good. Now I like to listen to my messages a couple times just for it to sink on in. And sometimes that's for all of us. Shout out to Superphone. How y'all doing? And that's for a lot of us, right? When it comes to information that we need to implement or that we're looking to implement a better process, such as combating boring meetings, sometimes we need to do things a couple of times. Sometimes we need to make some tweaks. Sometimes we need to make sure that we're going back to the drawing board. But I wanted to also plug a couple things for you all before we dive into today's topic. Number one, I want to talk about the podcast Conversations with Ask Ash. Season 6 is here. Oh, no, just kidding. Season 7. Ha! I'm too funny. Season 7, which is all on building from scratch. So this is a really cool topic where I started thinking about this midway last year, maybe over the summer. This concept of what does it take to build a robust, a sustainable project, program, and initiative? What are the key elements of doing that? And I think for a lot of us project leaders and operational professionals, we are so used to go, and do that it's important that we take a step back to know what actually made this program, this project, this initiative successful. What are these fundamental elements? Not since, but by 2027, there is going to be a gajillion amount of, and I'll get the stat really quickly. By 2027, there will be about a lot of project management jobs, right? And so the number that they're saying is 22 million new jobs will be needed by 2027. We're in 2024, almost halfway there. That's almost like 3 short years, 22 million jobs. So there is a lot of work ahead. Many of us are doing the work. And so I think great people, great people. I think one of the things that is going to be super helpful is that we begin to examine all these different elements of dynamic project work across various sectors. So, for instance, I'm thinking about healthcare. I'm thinking about the creators economy. I'm thinking about podcasting. I'm thinking about the ways in which project management can help to elevate and really create these sustainable projects and programs and initiatives across industries, even in policy, right? So there's so many great work ahead. And so your talents, your giftings are needed. Okay, so the pod is available, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the like. Okay, all the things that are going on there. Okay, good. You can go to conversationswithaskash.com. Oops, sorry, I almost muted myself. That's what you. All right. So, friends, we are gonna be talking about here today 3 ways to combat boring meetings. Now, I wrote my email list around 12ish today. And one of the things that I did was talk to them about meeting culture. Okay? Meeting culture. One of the things I think is so interesting for us to kind of take a look at, and thank you, Walter, for that. Dynamic project management is definitely something I like to see more of. That's what we got to see. Okay? He's right about that. Meeting culture is, I believe, something that is captivating a lot of us. We have too many meetings. We don't know really how or what to really do, and what is the best method in terms of meeting and in terms of getting the best out of our team members and moving projects forward and the like. There's a lot. There's a lot to be said when it comes to this aspect of meeting management. And so a lot of people may say that we have toxic meeting culture because we have too many meetings. And there's a few stats that I found to be really, really interesting. And I'm gonna bring them up. Well, first and foremost, let me go ahead and look to bring them up. Let's see here. Let's see here. I think I have a stat up here. I'm just looking at my notes from my email today. 44% of people said in this survey, I got it from a survey that I Googled, said that they were unable to complete the rest of their work due to ineffective meetings. Let me go over to this thing on Instagram. I want to, oh no, this is all the posted content. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me go here. Let me go here. Let's see. What's the other one? Oh, 43% of respondents reported that they of being more confused after poorly organized meetings. Listen, I have a time or two attended a meeting and not known what to do, how to do it, why I'm doing it, where I'm going. And I'll be honest, that was last week. I went ahead and said, I typed into the private message, that one-on-one message. I said, now, do you know why we're here? Do you know what we're supposed to be doing? Do you know why we here? I think we got to be super, super honest about that. It happens to the best of us. And so in the email today, and please be sure in the, the show notes, but also in the link in bio for my IG crew, definitely go and click the solo.2 link. I think that's up there. I don't really know, but anyway, if you go to YouTube, even if you're on IG, you go to YouTube or even my stories, it's in my stories, excuse me, it's in my stories, sign up for the email. I email every week on all sorts of different topics. My perspective, we're just digging in deep into all types of PM topics and things. And so it's a true joy, to be honest. It's a true joy. Try not to make it, too laborious. It's one of the two, but it's fun, it's insightful. You're always going to get my perspective. I am going to talk about technology. It is 2024, so we have to, we going to bridge this gap. Okay. And so Yeah, just sign up for the newsletter. It's awesome. You're gonna get some really good insights. But you know, I talk into the email about boring meeting culture, like, and that I actually contributed to it. I was a part of the problem. And mainly I was a part of the problem because a couple things. And I'm gonna write this down because we have notes. I always like to do a little notes. Today we're gonna be using Notability. I have good notes and Notability. Could it be that I don't need both? Probably. But I like apps and things. Like I like little technology gadgets. Like I want to get the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Do I have any business doing it? The creator one too. And it's expensive, but I feel like it'd be good quality investment. Okay, that's just me. Sidebar. Okay, so here's what I was doing with the the wrong ways, right? The wrong ways that I was going about meeting culture. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. The wrong ways to conduct meetings. That's probably very, I was going to say toxic meeting culture, but I feel like that terminology is not me. So I just want to be honest. Wrong ways to conduct meetings. Number one, no agenda. No agenda means no purpose. Okay. No agenda equals no purpose. We got to get our whys in, folks. And if I go back to my Coda doc, shout out to Coda. Oop, let me go back here because when I went to the newsletter, I want to just know exactly what I put in here. I'm just going to be also quite honest with you all. I am hashtag very much obsessed with keeping all things content quite organized. So I have all my newsletter info inside of the, so I can just go through. I can go back back to October because that's where all the stuff is. But okay, what did I say here? Lack of preparation. Lack of preparation. And I think for most of us, we would like to think that we are super organized, right? I think we would like to think that, and I think that's really good. Come through, wrong attendees. That's it. You better come through. I love that. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. And where is the okay. I think we got this here. Okay. All right. I think y'all see this right here. Let's love it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna see. We may like Notability a little bit more. We may. Let me take my little thingy thing off so y'all can see it a little better. Brand overlay. Okay. Okay, cool. We're here. We're in the mix. Yes. So wrong ways to conduct meetings, no agenda, no purpose. I love this. Kit Kat Nat 9. That's, you were good for this one. That means there's gonna be no outcome, right? You already know the deal. So that was me, right? The lack of preparation. I didn't send an agenda out. I didn't tell people what to expect. And listen, I love the fact that we have the second one is like didn't have the right people, right? Didn't have the right people. Let's write that down. Didn't have the right people. Okay. Didn't have the right people for the meeting. Hashtag, it's not a good thing. Right. So making sure that you have the right people in your meetings is really, really crucial. That goes back to the fact that you got to be prepared for it. So when you want to bring people together, it'll be something that is going to be super, 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 super beneficial, right? It'll be super beneficial. Resolve conflict. Oop. Modifications. Let's see. They're trying to get to the iPad. Let's see. Choose. Failed version. Uh-oh. Hmm. Let's try this one. Okay. Oh no. We're trying to sync it all. Okay. I don't know if it probably I see what's going on. They're trying to sync it together. Okay. No moderator. No true meeting owner. Mm. I like what we're saying. I like what we're saying here, people. I like what we're saying. So I think that's really important, is being able to let me see this. And I think the meeting facilitator, that part, okay. Let me write this out. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we'll just put wrong attendees because that was shorter than what I had before. Wrong attendees, right? Wrong attendees. So that's really important. Okay, boom. Oh, they better come through. Okay. So wrong attendees. I think for me, like I would say this, like I've set up meetings where maybe I was the meeting coordinator, but not the facilitator. Mm? I think that's always important to note. Wasn't the meeting facilitator, but was the meeting coordinator. All right. It's very important to note. Very important to note. Okay. Now, another thing I think is really good, and this kind of dovetails into no follow-up system. Woo. It's heavy, y'all. No follow-up system. This is really for action items and the like. Action items and the like. So that was always an issue for myself, which is the fact of the matter is that I would be facilitating, thinking that people would do like I do, which is write my own notes and go and take on the action items, but that didn't happen. And so therefore we got into a situation, which was that all types of action items and things were not being followed through. No meeting notes with action items. That's exactly it. People are lazy. Well, you know what? I'm not going to disagree. Okay, I'm not going to disagree. Their actions are equate to some laziness. That is also true as well. That's also true as well. So I love that. Thank you for engaging. And that's okay. Listen, he said it, that's that's okay. So I think here's how we flip it, right? So here are some ways in which you can really help to motivate and inspire when it comes to making sure that you can combat having a boring meeting or an ineffective meeting. So what I'm going to do really quickly too, I'm actually going to change my color up. I'm going to write a little line, and I'm going to make sure that let's see. Let me go here, right here. Here we go. I'm going to write down the 3 tips. Oop. Oh, that's really neat. Okay. Well, no, I want to go right here. Okay. Now I want to talk about the 3 tips to combat boring meetings. I also hope that you all know too, if you notice on my YouTube link that I have, sometimes I have like 2 different titles. I'm trying to work on that, because sometimes I just been like, oh, I want to call it this, I want to call it that. But I think you guys get the gist. I don't know if I put what did I don't even know what I said on the YouTube of what this was, but I think y'all know essentially what I'm talking about. Y'all can deduce. So anyway, 3 tips to combating boring meetings. I think knowing that you don't have to have a meeting is one. So I think knowing that you don't have to have a meeting, which let me see if I can succinctly put that together. You're going to have to do what? This you're going to have to make a decision about why you need a meeting. So you're going to have to make a decision of how you're going to of whether or not you need a meeting or not. So you're gonna have to, it's gonna have to fit a criteria. I got a post coming out about that this week about the 3D strategy. The three, what is it? 3D strategy. The 3D strategy is going to really help us. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. The 3D strategy is really going to help all of us to know when we need to have a meeting or not. Okay. So I'm just going to put that right there. The 3D strategy. Shout out to Slack because that's where I found that through an article about whether you need a synchronous meeting or an asynchronous meeting. Excuse me. Excuse me. Synchronous meeting, meaning that it's face to face, it's in real time. It is, yeah, it's face to face, it's real time. Asynchronous does not have the time hold, right? It doesn't have the pressure to answer back right away, whether it's an email, whether it's a approval, whether it's a task, right? It allows time zones and people to connect remotely, hybrid, and all that other good stuff. We have a good comment which says meetings should only occur outside of standard weekly ones when comms have broken down via email and chat and sidebar convos don't occur. Ooh, that is a good comment. And so what I would say to that, let's break this all down because I think this is a very advanced way of thinking. I'm just going to say that. I think this is a very advanced way of thinking because I think that most people are thinking about meeting or they struggle with async and scheduling meetings because they do not have a communications plan in place. They don't have guidelines on when they would need to meet or not. And yeah, I think that knowing that communications have broken down is a self-awareness. That's a leadership and self-awareness piece. Okay? This is really good. Now, here's what I would say too. Email is actually still the number one form of communication. I think too, Slack. I used to think Slack was, you know, is getting up there as well. Um, okay. So good. I like that. So the 3D strategy is where you discuss, all right? You debate and you decide. And it says that if you're not doing any of these three, then you don't need to have a meeting. For me, I thought that was pretty inventive, right? So it'll pop up on the screen in just a little bit. But what's going on, Sky? What's happening? So okay, great. It just popped up right now. Okay, cool. So discuss, debate, and decide. So that's what that's what the post will talk about in the next day or so. But discuss. What do you what you need? What do you need to discuss? Like what type of information do you need for a particular project, right? Debate. Debate kind of goes into who you need. That's why it's so important to have the right people in your meetings because you need some dialogue. You need some diverse opinions. And decide is just that, what decisions need to be made. So that goes into, and I think it dovetails right nicely into why preparation is key. Because if you're doing any of these three, If you're doing any of these three, that means that you're going to have to prepare the attendees and prepare the people who are going to present. And listen, I would also say too that it takes a minute to kind of get the rhythm and the cadence of this going. And I always remember, I remember being a part of some meetings, and yeah, I was leading and facilitating and doing that. And, sometimes, I had somebody come on and they said, "This is the first time I'm hearing about this." I said, "Oh," because maybe you're thinking that somebody who maybe has been forwarded an email or a meeting invite knows. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they surely don't. Okay. My next thing that I wanted to definitely share with you all. Let me see something. The next thing I wanted to share with you all, and then we can get to the follow-up system, and then we can like go and start to have some fun. Right. So I talked about the right people. So I'm just gonna write that again. The right people. Hold on one second. I need to oop, let's talk about it. I like this pink. Right people. Because typically you're going to need somebody who, they could be your voice of reason, they could be, that person that is going to give that alternative perspective, whoever that person is. Okay. Whoever that person might be. Approach every meeting as though you are gathering and presenting to the C-suite that is short on time as more than this set of issues, and you cannot waste your time. Well, one thing I want to talk to you about, I think this is a really good point. And then we're also going to, push back on a little perspective, right? Because I think one thing that we are seeing in meeting culture, and this is where we're going to pull up Coda, and then we're going to also look at ClickUp too. This is where I think a decision log would be really, really beneficial. This is something that can be used in a meeting to say, all right, here are some of the decisions that we need to make. And so here's what we need to do. And so that could be for C-suite level executive people. That could also be for preparing to present to that particular stakeholder group. So I think we have some good reason why we can have meetings that may not be as neat and as tight with some of our team members, because we are strategizing, because we are discussing, because we are just ensuring that we have the right information. And sometimes it's just about rolling up them sleeves, I tell you. And I'm going to actually put here the follow-up system as our last thing that we're going to talk about. And I like that. I like that. And also you need to be quick, 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 quick. Well, one thing for sure, that's what I'm hoping a decision log will do, is will help to prompt people, right? Prompt people to make the decisions. Let me see. Let's go to ClickUp. Let's go. So I think it will be really good. Mm-hmm. Treat every person as if their level of business in a meeting like their C-suite. I do like that. I do. I do believe that there should be a level of professionalism. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I feel like that's a gem. That's a gem of a gem. Okay. Follow-up system, pertinent. It's key. This is where in ClickUp, where you can be able to really truly make a difference. And so once I look at, let me look right up in here. One thing I'm gonna like is having a decision log. That's one thing I'm gonna like to have is what type of decision do we need to be making? What we need to be doing. And so we're gonna close this window. I love it. I love it. And then we're gonna share right here. And I'm just gonna show you a few things, y'all. Here we go. See, I think this is critical. You know, I can really kind of geek out with this, y'all. So here's what y'all are seeing really quickly. As y'all are seeing in real time a decision log inside of ClickUp. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I created this. I think this is dope. So needs a decision, hire a tech person. So you see right here, I just set it up as just like a running list. And I think that is something that will be extremely beneficial. I just want to get a little agua. Okay. So, okay, here we are. I think this is a game changer. I think that you, as a project manager or ops professional, I think you would have to be in a place and space where you either it's yourself or you have other people around you that can take the load off of your work to actually create something like this and keep up with it. I think if you are the person that is leading, managing, and running it and actually doing the work, this is probably going to be a bit challenging. But if you're a part of a team that someone's hiring, like I'm hiring a PM, I need a PM for my agency, I need a PM, I think this is worthwhile to build out. What I did here is make each the task is a decision. So the name of the decision is hiring a tech person. I put a number there because I think you can, organize by number. The category, what category is this particular decision needing to be made? Right? What's the category? Is it people related? Is it funding related? Let me know in the comments too what y'all are thinking about this particular aspect of a decision. Let me know what y'all think. Because I think that's important. Decision date. When does the date of the decision need to be made? And I think this could be something that you can play around with in terms of a date. You may not, you may need to have a category or a drop down that says urgent or in the future or coming up. But or that might even be your priority, right? You could maybe even do something like priority. What's an urgent one? Who has actually final approval? That's where you're getting a little bit more in the intricacies of it. And so I definitely encourage you to think through what you might think that you would need for this. So I'm going to go across. Okay. And then if there's like a risk associated with the description in ClickUp, you can go and look at the risk log, right? You can go and make a connection there. I like this because you can also, filter this if you wanted to, filter it by priority, where the priority is urgent. Well, look at here. You could just look at all the urgent things, right? I think that is so dope. Follow-ups have to have action items, issues, risks, doesn't matter the form. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. I like that. Yes. And so I like this, right? So if you go in, I'm going to open up hire a tech person. And, this is something where you can do a few things. This is again, like how intricate do you want to get, right? Like that's going to be up to you. What's going on, Cruise Connected Consulting? You may just want to think through that. So what's the description? Meaning like, what's the circumstances around? Associated risk and independencies, alternatives considered in final decision. Again, this is not something where you will need to do it for every single type of decision. But if it's something that's weighty, something that affects the money, the resources, the project outcomes, this is something that can really be a game changer. What's also cool too is that, listen, you can go and you can talk to your peeps. You can go and talk to your peeps. Oh, look at here. You can add also a subtask to this as well. You can also show what's archived. If you click the three dots, you can do something where it's like a reminder feature. Maybe there's like a due date that you want to have here. If you want to send email to task, you can always send an email if you need to as well. A lot of fun stuff that goes on here in the ClickUp. If you need to add it to your favorites, to the lineup, that's also, a way in which you can communicate. You can delegate a decision. Maybe it needs to be high priority for you and another team member. So you may just want to go ahead and put that there. So a lot of really good stuff that you could do right here. Any questions that people have? I kind of, like I said, I haven't been in this in a while, so it's pretty dope. Pretty dope. So though these are some things that you may want to just, think through. Let's see. And a decision log guide. Mhm. You better come through. Come through. So here's what you can do here with the decision log guide. You can go and you can actually start to create what the process is for making decisions. This is what is going to be, I think, crucial to when we talk about follow up and action items in meeting management. Let me tell you something. I think, and now I'm just like thinking about this from the perspective of, let me see something, meeting management. You could do some meeting management inside of ClickUp if you wanted to. So you could do it a couple different ways. Look at here. You could do a couple different things where you could have the agenda inside here. I think something I just thought of right now is for a decision. Ooh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Customize. I'm going to add a comment, add a add a column, and I'm actually going to go to, here we go. I'm going to say decision log needs to make a decision, or it's related to a decision. It is a relationship. Okay. Task from a specific list. Look at that. Create roll-up fields. I guess we could. See how that looks. Dun, 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 dun. And then let's go back here. So I like this right here, y'all. This is kind of fun. This is pretty cool. What's going on? Willie, hey, send me a direct message and we can chat. Send me a voice memo. Let's chat. Okay, so this is pretty cool. And again, I just thought of this on the fly. I figure you can put together a meeting here, and you can put the action items here if you wanted to. You'll be able to track the action items. If there's a decision that needs to be made, boom, you can make the decision. The same thing can be done right here. If you go to meeting management, okay, go to meeting management right here. A couple different things are going on here where you can go and go to the meeting template, get your topics, your notes. If there's an action item, you can be able to assign it right here. See who's here, who's not. It would be really interesting too. And I'm just gonna, one of the things for ClickUp Docs is you can do some really cool things too. So if you want to do a ClickUp list, you could do something like decision log. Oh, this is funny. Okay, wait a minute, Jamie Ray. Okay, Andrea, I meant. So if we wanted to do this right here, let's see what happens. Oh, so you could be right here and have a piece of this to say, in your agenda. Lastly, it could be that you say review decision log. Look at this. Here we go. Look what we do here. And then you can, look right here. There you go. Hiring a tech person. All of that. Look how clean and seamless that is. Clean and seamless. Okay? Very clean and seamless with that. So you can do much with this, right? So much to do inside of the ClickUp. So much to do. But this is where you can go and create the agenda. You can have the meeting notes and things. And so there is a lot of dynamic work that can be done within that. It's all on the preference of it. So that's all that we really have here tonight to show you all. We will do something probably probably later on. We'll do some really cool stuff with Coda, start to diversify some of the technology and things that are out here. But Coda does a really good job too, I believe, of being able to capture different project related information. And yeah, I think all teams should be using Coda as well. So, well, we have reached the end. I am very excited about, some of the strategies and things that you all will be utilizing this week. You all have a great rest of the week. Make sure you share this particular replay out with friends. Make sure that they know about it. Make sure that your other colleagues do watch the replay. I think it is very, very insightful and will give you some things to think through as well. So that's all that we have today, and we will talk next week. Peace.